Okay, we're down in the shop today, and we're going to install the Super ATV skid plate kit for the Pro XP. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to show you what I've ended up getting. I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of it, and we'll see if we run into any surprises. I'm a little worried on the last Windrock trip that we may have knocked off some bolts or two. Anyway, we'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've already unboxed it. It basically came in two cardboard boxes. This was in a smaller box, and it came with that plate. All the rest of this plating came in the big box. And as you can see, this is like really high quality routing with recesses and, you know, everything. Let's grab a part that's probably a little more complex there. You can kind of see there, they've actually routed that out. So it looks pretty nice. It's really thick. It's really light material. I don't think I'm going to be adding a lot of weight. Kind of show you there. Nice recesses, nice material. It's really, really slick. Okay, well, I'm going to get to it and try to get the old skid plate off. I'm going to try to do it just from underneath the machine. We may end up tilting the machine. I'm not really sure yet. Okay, so we're under the machine now. I'm in the process. 10 millimeter, pretty standard. Basically take out all of these. There's a bunch of them. Got an impact driver. I'm just going to pull these out. The machine is pretty nasty underneath. You can kind of see there. There's a bunch of junk. So pretty much just going to pull this off. I'm not going to pull it back out to wash it. Overall, it's a little droopy. I don't see any real big impact damage. It looks like all the screws are there. They kind of do something a little different here on this piece. So as you can see here, instead of this kind of skid, you actually end up with something. I'm not really sure which way this is going to go, but you can kind of see the difference there in the thickness. But this guards the trailing arm mount. Nice big thick piece. But I'm going to try to get all these off and get the old skid plate off real quick. Okay, so we've pretty much got it off. One thing I'll note is that the back actually hooks harder the more this is lifted down. As you can see, it kind of clips on the roll bar here. So you want to lift this back up to get the back released. But it's really quick. I have not tilled the machine up. I'm just doing this off from underneath. Now I'm on 32s and have plenty of room underneath. But that's just one tip. You actually have to lift this old skid plate up a little bit to get the back to disconnect. So just to kind of show you what I was talking about there. So obviously I've got the skid plate off. Basically I just lifted that up on my leg and pulled straight down. The more you let it tilt this way, the more this bites into this bar here. So just a quick tip on how to get the old skid plate off. You do need to kind of have it level and just pull down on the back and it'll pop right off. All right, so here's the old skid plate off. Just again for reference, you got hooks there that if you let the front hang down, they won't come off. And there's the hooks in the front. And you can see, really, really thin material. But this did hold up pretty well. You can see there was a couple little scuffsies that had them kind of out of breath. Whew, that was rough. So what I ended up doing is I actually ended up, that side over there came off really easy. This side here, I actually had to stick something up in there and crowbar that off. To get that to release. Anyway, that's kind of what it looks like, and should be able to take one more section off and start reassembly. Okay, so we're under the machine now. We got everything cleaned off. Really no major damage. I don't see any damage actually. All my bars still look really straight. Everything's even. This bar especially back here at the very back. Kind of much concern. I don't know how that'll come through on camera, but that's got eat up a little bit, but not dented. So everything should bolt up fairly easy. I didn't have any breakages. So luckily I got this skid plate on quick enough. Other than being like super dirty, this looks really good. This is a really good time just to crawl underneath. I am going to go through and check my center axle. It's really easy to check, grease. inspect. I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we're gonna start installing. All right, so we made a little progress. Got the new skid plate mostly on. This is kind of the breakdown of the pieces that we put on. I did end up having to cut this up here to work with the HMF. You can kind of see there. It's kind of cut off early, and we just relocated those screws up into the recess to keep it nice and flat. Try to get you a good shot. It's really hard to do. As you can see, nice shiny underside. So they did send a drill bit with this, and you've got a lot of self tappers that you got to put in. You want to be real careful about how you tighten those, simply because you don't want them coming back out after you install them. But all in all, pretty happy with it. The metal shrouds on the front really probably will help. I know a lot of debris has actually hit that plastic and kind of scratched it up. Now there's a metal plate there on the front, and should be able to finish this up here in a few, and really happy with the results. Definitely a lot thicker than the stock skid plate, and it's a lot smoother material. I think it'll slide over things a little bit easier, and I really do like the rear guards over the let me just show you here. So your trailing arms, they basically have a mount, and now that actually covers that mount. Before it wasn't covered. Now you've got a nice piece of material over that. Just a steel bracket. Up above this, it drops down. The center screw goes in the stock hole. Haven't tightened these up yet. And then you got two screws that go into the bracket that hold it on to the mounting point. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.